recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Winthrop, and thank you also Ranking Member Takano. Members of the committee and my co-sponsor, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here to discuss this H.R. 748, the GI Bill STEM Extension Act. The rationale for this legislation is simple. It's twofold. We know there's a shortage of STEM graduates in this country. We've also heard from our veterans how difficult it is for them to make that transition back from a military environment into an academic setting, especially to do that within the prescribed period of time. For example, engineering, I'm just one of 2 licensed engineers in Congress. And it takes now, at Purdue, it's a 5-year program. And similar to that in many programs across America. The engineering and STEM education is longer than 4 years. As a result, we put this bill together to address both issues. As a background further, only 4%, from our research, only 4% of American undergraduates are in STEM education. In China, however, it's 22%. So in America, nearly 40% of our undergraduates in engineering are here on a student visa. Then they take that degree, that education process, and go back to their country to compete with us in America from their country. So we think that we as a country, we can do better. We have a ready, as Congressman Titus has said, they are ready and deserving with qualified students, veterans that need our help to work with them. The genesis of this bill came from discussions from students when roundtables that I would have around the district, talking to the students at the campuses, and they would tell me how long they have 4 years, 4.5 years, 5 years, 5.5 years to get their engineering or science degree. They needed help. So we knew that there's this, the one thing they kept emphasizing was this thread. They've been overseas for 2 or 3 years. To come back and go in an academic setting, that caused them time to get back into that groove, so to speak, is to be able to do that. So we're trying to help them. These veterans need that flexibility and financial resources to complete their degree. Due to the extended nature of most STEM course programs, student veterans take on additional debt to complete their degree, or sometimes they'll choose to postpone their degree, and some simply never complete their education because of the additional cost that's incurred with that. Our bill will also help reduce that possibility of a student debt. If costs are a concern, and they should be some factor, one way we've considered doing it in this piece of legislation is to control the cost by limiting the number of slots that could be available to our veterans, just like we do in the medical profession. There, perhaps if we were to limit to 5,000 students a year to be eligible for this help, that would make it a very manageable cost to be able to do that, to help out in our STEM education. So working with the committee and the stakeholders, we believe this legislation creates a pathway to graduate an additional 5,000 professionals into the STEM program to help grow America. We look forward to working with this committee and outside stakeholders to improve the bill and move it forward. And remember, this transition from a military environment to an academic campus is not always an easy one if you've been away from that for years. We owe it to the men and women who deserve everything that they've done for us to help them return to civilian life and pursue their dreams and help our country. So Chairman Wenstrup, Ranking Member Takano, Congresswoman Titus, thank you very much, all of you, committee members, for being here today, and I hope you'll give serious consideration to how we can help our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McKinley. Mr. Cook, you're now recognized.
Thank you, Chairman.